Okay, and we are live. Just let me get this tripod set up. As you can see, I've already been working on the final coat of buttercream here. Okay, I'm gonna see that a little bit better. All right, so I am, like I said, working on the final coat of buttercream and we're almost done with it. I just popped in the freezer for about 5 minutes after putting the pink buttercream on. And now I'm going to finish scraping off our excess so that it's nice and smooth. Okay, let me grab my torch really quick. Okay. Vani, hi! How are you? Thanks for hopping on. I just have my cake scraper here and a kitchen torch, and I'm warming it up so we can easily scrape off the buttercream. And we're going to scrape off the buttercream from the cake scraper in between so we can keep that not all gunked up and a little bit more clean and neat. Good, how are you? Happy holidays. I got a push notification you were live. Oh, yay, it worked. I'm good. I'm happy that you're doing good as well, and happy holidays to you too. I think I should try doing the live notifications a little bit more because that might help. So there's still a couple little spots here that are being a little bit tricky. So I'm going to fill that in with a little bit more buttercream. And a wee bit more right there. Okay. I'm going to warm up the cake scraper a little bit again, because a cold cake and a hot scraper are the best way to get a nice, really smooth finish to your buttercream. We're looking pretty good. I'm liking how smooth it is right here. So that might be my front. So that's usually how I determine front side, back side is what side looks the best. Okay, and now we're also gonna take a paring knife and we're going to, I don't think I froze it long enough to be as clean as it usually would be, but we're going to kind of trim off this excess. Yeah, this would need to be in the freezer for longer for it to properly come off a little bit better, but I think it's still gonna work out for us. And just like with the cake scraper, we have to clean it in between. Oh yeah, hi. I'm late, but I'm here. Oh, I actually started a little bit later today because I wanted to make sure I got a little bit more cake prep done first. So you are pretty much right on time. And I decided to go with pink because I'm trying out, yeah, trying to make myself branch out, try more of the non-traditional colors more in different treats and everything. So like I mentioned, to get the cleanest, especially the sharpest edge, we really want the cake to be a lot colder than it is, but we're just gonna work with it. And I'm going to use the cake scraper to help me out a little bit here. Just kind of brush this back. We're kind of going, spinning and going towards the middle. It's not perfect, but this is not going to have to be super perfect because we're going to cover it with a chocolate drip. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I think I want to do another scrape along the side. So I'm going to clean off my scraper. Because also if you warm it up while there's buttercream on it, then it gets kind of cooked onto it. It makes it even more gunky. It's kind of weird. Chocolate yum, yes. Chocolate is always good. But actually today, because of the color, I'm going to do white chocolate, which is not my favorite. I prefer the usual like semi-sweet or dark chocolate drips, but for color for this cake, I figured that the white chocolate would be like a nice little pop of white on the cake. And I'm thinking I'm pretty happy with how smooth it is. So I think just got to finish up this top part. Just try and make it a little bit smoother. And I'm going to do that with my offset spatula. And we're just going to kind of bring it towards the center and clean off every time in between. And this isn't going to get the most perfect, smooth, like sharp side, but it looks pretty good for not having it in the freezer for long enough. So if you're a little short on time, then this is the other method that I use to get the top nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pop this into the freezer, but first I'm going to try and clean up this side without, or like the bottom part here, without having little indents on our cake. But it doesn't have to be perfect, so I'll probably add a buttercream border, but we just want to clean up the cake board a little bit. I usually use like a paper towel that usually gets it off, but sometimes it kind of, like I said, creates a little dent on the bottom here, and I don't want to do that. Okay, and we're finding our front side, which I'm thinking is going to be, thinking like right around here looks good. Pardon me. Okay, I am going to, let's see, I'm going to pop this into the freezer for a few minutes while we get our white chocolate ganache ready, and then that's going to have to sit for a little bit while we do some of the initial decorating. Okay, I carefully tucked that away in the freezer. Pardon me. My allergies are going crazy today. And before we do that, I wanted to color our buttercream that we're going to be using to do the initial decorating. Typically for a drip cake, I'm going to have the cake in the freezer or fridge. Fridge, if it's in the fridge, it's like at least an hour or two, to make sure it's like really, nice and solid. But for the freezer, it can be like 10-15 minutes. And usually we would do the drip and then do decorating, but with this one, I'm going to do a little bit of decorating and the drip is going to kind of go around it. So we're going to do a Christmas tree. I don't think I want my green to be too dark. Okay, so we got some green food gel here. Yeah, it looks good. Can add some more if I need to. And we have a hand blender that I don't think is going to reach all across the counter, so I'll be right back with the bowl. And you'll see how much the color changes. Like, let me show you. It feels like a magic trick, basically. So if I try to like stir this in here, it's like, it's kind of getting in there, but it's still, it's not, you know, incorporating easily. And the really awesome thing about the hand blender, I'm trying to remember, I think it was Sugarology that I first maybe saw this technique, or Sweet Josie Bakes. One of the two, but I know that Sugarology has like made a specific video on YouTube about it. But using the hand blender to help not only incorporate the color, but also it darkens it really quickly, really easily by not only kind of like mixing it together, but also adding heat, which is really, really great. This is like the best method for getting a nice vivid buttercream color that I've tried. Because I also have used my hand torch and it does well, but it's not as good as this one. I can guarantee that. Excess off here, and I can show you how much the color has already developed with just that, what, like 30 seconds of blending. Okay, here's how our color looks now, and it's definitely a lot better. I think I'm going to go for a little bit longer and add just a little bit more food gel to kind of darken it up a smidge more. I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm just going to use the little bit of excess I had left over on my knife and kind of scrape that in here. Okay, so that plus just a little bit more of the hand blender should help it be the color that I'm looking for. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so we might need to heat this up just a little bit more for a little bit better of a piping consistency, but overall, nice green color. I used Kelly green for this one because it's like a nice kind of, a little bit of a deeper green. And if you're wondering, I used Wilton Food Gel Color, which is a water-based thing, and so when incorporating it into buttercream, that's why sometimes it doesn't mix nicely into it. But that's why the hand blender adding heat is one of like the biggest things to help your buttercream like incorporate the color. And I mean, you can still mix it in, but it just doesn't look as nice as when you just want to apply just enough heat to get the color to basically like, you know, mix in nicely and kind of become more vibrant and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get our white chocolate ganache ready to go here. so I'm just using some Nestle white chocolate morsels. And I've got to grab a bowl. Okay. So with this one, I don't measure by weight with my ganache. You could definitely do that. You want a 3-to-1 ratio when it comes to white chocolate ganache. If you're using a semi-sweet or a dark chocolate, there's actual cocoa in there, so it makes it thicker. And so that one is going to be a 2-to-1 ratio. So you want 2 parts chocolate to 1 part of your cream. But with this one, because white chocolate it actually doesn't contain cocoa. I believe it's like the milk solids from chocolate or something. I can't remember off the top of my head if that's the correct way to phrase it, but it's thinner and more, because it is basically like milk based. So it has a thinner consistency. And so we want to add a little bit more than we would. So with this one, I'm doing 3 parts or 3/4 cup of white chocolate chips. Sometimes I'll actually add a couple extra in just for good measure. And yes, I'm using wet liquid measuring cup, not dry, but we're rolling with it. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my cream. So this is heavy whipping cream. And we're gonna do 1/4 cup because we did 3/4 cup here. We're doing 1/4 cup of the cream. So that's the 3-to-1. Okay. So we're going to add this in. And we're gonna pop this in the microwave about 20 to 30 seconds, just a little short burst so you don't overcook the chocolate or burn it. But so it'll start to kind of melt nicely and mix in between every stage. So let's start the process. So I think 30 seconds is usually my first go-to. And I'm gonna finish getting this green buttercream ready while we also mix this up so that we can start piping the green, because we do want a really nice cold cake when we're doing our drip. So we're gonna wanna probably finish decorating this part. Let's see, then I'm gonna pop it in the microwave while we're mixing up our first round of the white chocolate ganache here. So I'm only gonna pop my buttercream in there for maybe like 5 seconds. I just want it a little bit softer. And let's start to mix our ganache here. We already have a little bit of melty action going on. This thing is like, doesn't want to stay quiet. Okay, it's doing pretty good. Okay, so it's actually going pretty quick, and it is a little bit like of an off-white color. So I'm gonna try something. I can't remember if I've tried it with ganache yet, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some food color. Okay, so this off-white color with our white chocolate ganache is kind of a little bit yellowy. You can kind of see that. So to kind of offset that a little bit, I've tried this with buttercream. I don't remember if I've tried it with ganache, but I'm going to add just the teeniest, tiniest bit possible of some purple food gel color, which purple kind of offsets yellow. So it should work the way I think it's going to, as long as I don't add too much. That's the key. We don't want to make it purple. We want to just kind of take away that yellow color. So just the teeniest, tiniest bit. Okay, like I literally scraped off, so there's barely any on there. And I'm just gonna do just like literally the tiniest bit possible to start, just to see if this will work the way I think it's going to. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, that did not go the way. When I've done it with buttercream, it has made it a more vividly white, very snowy kind of buttercream color. And this one is not doing that. So, let's see. I think I'm going to go back to, I'm going to make a separate ganache, and we're going to just do it the regular way. It's not going to be as, like I said, vibrant, but it's still going to be a little bit better than this color, because it's just kind of, weirdly enough, becoming a little bit on the gray side. So I do not want. Okay. Yeah. So not all experiments work, but that's okay. But same thing as before, we're doing about 3/4 cup of our white chocolate chips here. And we can definitely use that for something later, some kind of, you know, either truffles or cake filling, or something fun's going to come out of it. So nothing is going to be wasted. Okay. And 1/4 cup of our, do you have white candy color? I do not, but that's a good idea. I've never thought about, I only have like the white icing color from Wilton that I think is like the water-based kind that I don't think incorporates well with chocolate, but I do like that idea. Thank you for suggesting that. I've seen the white candy colors, but I have never thought to purchase them before. Okay, a couple little, yeah, there. Oh my God, they want to stay. Okay, so we're gonna heat this in the microwave just like we did before. Okay, let's grab our buttercream out too. Okay, 30 seconds, and then I have my buttercream here. I know, hi. My dog's like, why are you not paying attention to me? Okay, so I think this is a pretty good consistency for our piping, because it's, could be a little bit softer, but I don't want it to be too soft because we're going to be piping directly on the side of the cake. So, tearing up, this is beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. It's such a nice green color, huh? So I think this is the consistency that I'm looking for. Like I said, usually I would do like a little bit softer, but that's if I'm going to be piping on top of something. And this is on the side of the cake, so I want it to be a little bit thicker so it'll actually stay. Also, I have color all over my hand now. I don't even know where it came from. It's all purple now. Okay, let's check on white chocolate. This is too big. Okay. Yeah. Got a little bit aggressive with my stir in there. Okay, all good. I more carefully stir. Okay, I think we're gonna need a little bit more melting. Not too much though, this actually melted pretty quickly. I'm used to using, my white chocolate chips are usually in the freezer, but these ones I just got, so these ones did not have to melt as much. Okay, let's pop that in the microwave. I think it only needs another maybe 15 seconds or so, 15, 20 seconds, something like that. So, and we're gonna have that set to the side while we're working on decorating our cake. So let me grab piping bag and piping tip here. I think I'm going for some kind of star tip, but I think, I'm liking this one. This is tip 32. It's not like 21 where it's kind of like just only a few teeth. This one has quite a few. It's kind of close to, if you've used the larger piping tip, this is like the smaller version of a 4B. So you can kind of see the similarities there. So I'm going to use this one for our tree piping. And this one, that's kind of small. I'll grab it anyway. Grabbing a piping tip, because we're going to finish off the bottom with, I'm thinking like a white border probably. Hi, how are you doing today? What are you making? Hi, Hannah, thanks for joining. Today we are working on decorating a Christmas drip cake because that was the highest voted cake that everyone wanted to see for Christmas decorating. But there are a lot of really great suggestions in the comments that I will have to make notes of for either later this year or incorporating into next year. I'd love to get everything in this year, but I can't even believe it's like, we're at what, 2.5 weeks to Christmas already? It's going by so quick. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep stirring here until I can see that all the pieces of white chocolate are completely melted. Okay. I'm not seeing any little pieces left. So this needs to sit to the side, because if we were to start piping this onto the cake right now to do the drip, it would just fall right off. We want this to be a little bit cooler because it'll thicken up. It's basically like finding the right balance between something that will not just run right off the cake, but also something that will still run down a little bit on the cake. So it's kind of like with drip cakes, you have to find that balance. But once you've done it, like even a time or two, it definitely gets easier the more that you try it. But with the white chocolate ganache especially, it, because like I said, it's a little bit on the thinner side, it can be a little bit tricky at first, because I have had it where I, colored it like I think blue or something, and it just ran right off the cake because it was just still the cake. It was a combination of the cake not being cold enough and the ganache not being cool enough. So we're gonna set that to the side. We could put it in the fridge, but sometimes that might set it a little bit too fast. And because we're gonna be decorating anyway, I think the timing should work out nicely for us, where we can just leave it on the counter for now. Also, it's cold in the house, so I think that also kind of helps. All right, so I'm just popping my piping tip into a piping bag here. And I'm putting it onto this cup to help with filling it. Because you could do the C thing where you put the piping bag over, but I always find that the cup is just easier and faster for me. You know, baby, hold on. Okay. So let's grab, oh, that's amazing. You're making that delicious. Yes, it's definitely going to be quite delicious. I actually tried a new cake idea. I took my vanilla cake yesterday, and the cake that this cake is actually made out of is kind of like a brown sugar cinnamon and topped with like a little light layer of streusel that I had left over from another project. So it's kind of coffee cake inspired. Okay. So, like I mentioned, we want to find our front side. And I'm thinking like right here-ish, because this is going to be covered up. So I think that should work. But while it's still cold, I'm going to try and clean off this a little bit more than I was able to before. Okay. So now we're going to pipe a tree on the front. I've always wanted to do this, but I've never done piping a tree on the front of a cake like this before. So this is an adventure for all of us. Okay, so this is our, yeah, like right, let's do like right here. That's what I like about this turntable, is that I can lock it into place. Okay, so we're going to do obviously like a nice triangle all the way to the top and kind of keep that shape. I'm gonna turn this just a smidge so I can pipe a little bit easier. Okay, and then we're gonna do kind of like, I'm thinking like a shell, like when I do like the pipe and then swoop kind of thing. But we're gonna do that up the cake and do a whole bunch of little blobs of that. So let's start right here. I think I need to angle it so it's a little bit more like this. that one had an air pocket in it. Okay, I think it definitely needs to be pretty good size to extend. So I'm gonna add another one right here. These are gonna be covered up anyway, so we're all good. Let's see, if I want to extend most of the cake, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm also gonna have the little sections of tree come out as well. Oh, you saw Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus yesterday. Had Chick-fil-A for dinner. Had a blaze for both the stuff. What does that mean? What is blaze? I'm not caught up on the lingo. I'm sorry. Here, I'm gonna keep piping right here. Well, that sounds fun. I actually, fun fact, my dog, when I got her, was delivered by people dressed up as Santa and Mrs. Claus from the animal shelter where we got they had like a huge foster puppy adoption thing. And my sister and I adopted them, and then 2 weeks later they were literally dropped off at our door. And it was really funny because they had like a video of people receiving their dogs, and my sister and I were like full adults, but we were so excited. Like everybody else in the video were like little kids getting puppies, but I was excited because she's my first pup. Okay, I'm gonna start to go up, and I can add more if I need to. I'm gonna fill in a little space right here. I love. Okay. I'm gonna go just slightly off, but not as far over, to do my little branch here. And then we go in again. And then out just a smidge. So you can still kind of see the points on the tree. And we're just gonna keep repeating this pattern. I know, my love. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear the grumpiness going on over here. Little one right there. And then same thing, kind of off. Okay, I made it a little bit taller than the size of the cake, but I think I'm gonna make this work. We're just gonna keep piping up a little bit and then kind of use that. We'll see. Hey, it kind of works. Not too bad. It's not, I need like a little something over here, I feel like, to kind of balance it out a little bit, but overall, not too shabby. I would say blast. I was like, I don't know what that means. Okay, I get it now. Okay, so now that we have this, let's check on how our white chocolate ganache is doing here. And I forgot to mention that while you let it set, especially if you stick it in like the fridge or anything, you want to put plastic wrap over the top. Because I have this on the counter, I can just kind of keep stirring it once in a while. But this is still too thin. So we're going to decorate our Christmas tree while we wait for this to still thicken up a little bit. Actually, I might even stick it in the fridge for a couple minutes. So let's stick it in there because it's still surprisingly warm. All right. But I'm going to set a timer so I can check it because I have left it in there for too long before and then I have to remelt it slightly and it's just a whole thing. So we don't want to do that today. My perfectionism is not liking that it's not perfectly symmetrical, but Christmas tree is not always perfect, so we're going to go with it. So let's get some sprinkles out. Let's see, what sprinkles do you want to use? I'm thinking, ooh. Should we can do some glittery sugar. I can kind of tilt it back a little bit. I got this from Bakery Bling. They sent me some really cool sprinkles to use. I also have these ones that are perfect for ornaments. These are, basically they're an ornamental dragée mix is how they call it. What else do we want to add? Ooh, they also sent me gold. I can do that too. We're going to do like a nice little mix of stuff here. I also have this kind of red. I might do this one instead. And all right, and then I also have these that I got from Joann's, I think. This is a nice little Wilton pack. I got it not this year though. I don't think I've seen it for a year or so. But there's a nice mix of some kind of chunky sprinkles in here that we could add for a different kind of texture. So we're just gonna start adding stuff and have some fun with it. We could also add our dragées kind of in like a swoopy motion to kind of look like a garland. So I usually do them as actual ornaments, but I think I kind of want to try that one today for something a little bit different. Oh, has it already been 2 minutes? Okay, let's check on this. And if we need to, we can stop with decorating our Christmas tree and start to do the drip. Okay, checking on. Still pretty thin. Sometimes I'll stick it on the side of the bowl and see how it goes down. It's getting there, so I'm not going to put it back in the fridge. Still not quite, but it's going to get there. Where is my thing? There we go. And somehow I do not have star sprinkles, so we're going to have to put something else on the top. Well, I'm going to grab my new favorite little gadget here. Okay. I got a sprinkle pen. I have this countdown on my door, and on my desk I have a wreath countdown too. Oh, nice. I always love a good countdown calendar. I think this sealed itself back up. Yeah. There we go. All right, so to add our dragées, a little bit easier, I have my sprinkle pen here that I got recently, and it's so much fun. The way it works is it's a food safe wax on the tip, and it just lightly picks it up and you can stick it onto your project instead of using tweezers. And especially because these are round, I have had them literally shoot out of the tweezers like all the way across the counter. So let's not do that. I'm going to use a plate to kind of organize my sprinkles. Okay, but we're also still keeping an eye on our white chocolate ganache and checking it once in a while with stirring just to make sure it's not thickening up too much. Because like I mentioned, we really want to make sure that we get a nice good drip going on the side. So let's start with, I think I'm gonna add, open, there you go. I'm just getting a nice little mix of stuff here. Oh, I also have some, they do kind of, someone pointed out, they kind of look like mittens, but these are meant to be little light bulbs for candy decorations, little sprinkles. But they do kind of look like mittens because of the roundness of them. But we can possibly stick some of those on there as well. Let's see, I might add some snowflakes, but I also have some, where are you? Have some candy canes. The cake looks amazing. Thank you so much. I made it look perfect. Thank you. Love it. Tree icing. Are you excited for Christmas? Yes, I am excited. Not excited that it's coming so fast because I enjoy like the season before, like not when I'm stressed about like working on things or, you know, all that kind of stuff, but just like all of the, you know, movies and decorations in particular. I just love that so much. So I don't like when Christmas Day comes and that part's over, but I do love all of like the excitement and preparation leading up to it. Okay, so I got my dragées here, and I think I'm going to start with a little sprinkle of some of the glittery sugar. Let's see. Kind of thinking gold. What do you guys think? Thinking gold would be nice. And this cake stand does tilt back a little bit, but I have a hard time getting it back in the correct position. So I'm just going to lightly tilt this a smidge. Actually, I think I'm going to do this over the sink because I'm very nervous about spilling sprinkles all over the floor. Okay. Go a nice little sprinkle to get it started. Okay, and then we're gonna start doing, like I said, I'm gonna do kind of like a little crissy-cross thing with some dragées, and I'm just gonna start to put those on. If it wants to pick them up, come on. Those might be too big for it. Ha, sprinkle. Start down here. And I'm just gonna put kind of a random mix here. What other kind of stuff are you guys excited for the holiday season? Like I mentioned, if you saw, sprinkle. It ran away from me. I did like a Christmas lights kind of inspired mini cake. And with that one, I said that like the, you know, Christmas lights and decorations are always my favorite part of the holiday season. So I'm kind of curious, what is your favorite part? What do you love about the season? It just always makes me so happy. It's going pretty fast, yes, for sure. By the time I know it's gonna be 2024, that's so true. Yeah, 2023 went by so quick. Some of these just do not want to stick. Barely sticking, barely sticking. Drive around looking at the decorated houses. Yes, for sure. Same for me. Let's get a green in here. Okay, I might have to get my tweezers out because these are maybe too heavy. I don't know. Let's do another pinky. Need to make it more swoopy. Oop. There we go. That just bounced all over the place. Like I said, the sprinkle pen is new, so I'm trying to still kind of test out what kind of sprinkles it can deal with. And it seems like it's not a fan of these dragées. My favorite holidays are... Your favorite holidays are all of them. What about you? Yeah, I definitely like, for holidays, the holiday season I consider from like Halloween all the way through Christmas. So that's like my favorite time of year just because of all the different fun, festive things for all the different holidays. And then regardless of what holiday it is, I think it's always the decorations and especially lights that are my absolute favorite part of the season. So I always find looking at the decorations so relaxing and they just make me so happy. Okay, tweezers are working out so far. I've only lost two little casualties over here. Oh my goodness, well. Okay, let's check on our white chocolate ganache because like I mentioned, we do not want this to start to set too much. Okay, it's definitely thickening up. And then like I said, I like to see how it looks on the side. Still a little bit thin, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer, but we're getting pretty close to being able to do our drip. I know, baby. Okay. Trying to kind of follow a pattern, but I have a lot of gold and silver ones. Oops. Yeah, I think I need to do some more gold and silver. What kind of sprinkles are you putting on that cake? Good question. So I did the gold Bakery Bling glittery sugar. I love the Bakery Bling stuff because I prefer nonpareils and sugar sprinkles, and they have really awesome glittery sugar sprinkles. So that's the little kind of gold flecks that you see on the tree. And then these are called ornamental dragées, which are from Sprinkle Pop. I'm gonna do silver next. And let's do blue. This is like the only thing about cake decorating is like if you want to get good sprinkle placement, it takes forever. Let's do another gold. Oh my goodness, Lily. Usually I'm the type of person that would have these organized in a certain combination of colors that repeats, but we're just putting them on the cake today. Let's get another pink in there. And green. Stay, okay. And purple. Let's do another gold. Like I said, I have a lot of gold and silver. Is your puppy as needy as mine? Oh, I'm sure. She can't help herself. Like, she doesn't like to be left alone in a room for too long. She can either just completely go leave us and go sleep in a completely different room, or she's clingy right next to us. And it's particularly during like fall and winter when it gets really cold. She's like, I need your body for warmth, so we're gonna snuggle whether you like it or not. Do you ever have your sprinkles on Amazon? I should check and see. I've been really wanting to make an Amazon store so it would be easier to categorize like all the different stuff that I use and be able to point you guys in the right direction. So I definitely need to look into that. I don't think Sprinkle Pop sells theirs on Amazon as far as I'm aware. But yes, that is something that I've been wanting to do to hopefully help it make it a little bit easier so you guys can find this stuff a little bit faster and better. Blue, no, green. We're going green. No, I already have a green right there. Let's go blue. And let's do a pinky. Every time I say that, I think pinky and the brain. Mine too. I got a puppy to help with my anxiety, and I think that he's as anxious as I am. Oh, but as long as he's helping you, I mean, and you're helping each other, that's always a good thing. I think that when I got Lily, she seemed like she was very anxious, and she's a lot more confident and independent now. But yeah, when it's cold outside in particular, she's like, we're snuggling whether you like it or not. So with that, she's a little bit, clingy and needy with that, but she has her moments. She's either like super independent or not at all. Let's go silver. Yeah, I think I'm going to start my other swoop up. So let's go green. Try not to mess the buttercream up too much with my tweezers. Let's go gold. Yeah, Lily as a puppy, because like I mentioned, she was delivered by people from the animal shelter with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and um, as a puppy, she had what we called her worried eyebrows, where she just always looked worried. And she eventually did grow out of that, but I have pictures, like especially her first vet visit, it's just like she constantly looked worried. She loved the attention for sure, but she was just like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's go.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you, Mom.
I like that.
Why, thank you. My puppy likes to go outside and play with other dogs in our neighborhood. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Lily's best friend is my sister's dog, Penny, my niece pup, who is the clingiest of the clingy when she wants to snuggle with you. She either is completely snuggly or she'll wrap herself up in a blanket all by herself on her bed, and that's her little happy place. I think I'm gonna go. Let's do purple.
Yes.
I know you would say that. My mom's absolute favorite color is purple.
Because there is no other.
I was gonna do blue, but I don't want purple and blue right next to each other. I want to switch it up with the silver and gold here and there. And also this mix does have some more larger pieces. Like this one I can add in, like you can tell it's bigger than some of the other ones, so it has nice texture. There's even bigger ones, but I've used those for like the top of the mini cake I made for the Bake Fest holiday edition, the class that I taught. I separated them out and grabbed out the big ones to top off that cake. Where am I going here? Hello. Okay, been a little bit since we checked on our white chocolate ganache. Okay, I think it's still... Okay, I think I want to do a test strip. So you can either have like a little squeeze bottle or... Hi. I know, wait, hold on. I can pay attention to you in a little bit. You're the cutest. I just put a new Christmas collar on her, so she's all cute with her little peppermint bow. What are they saying? Tamara said hi, and how's your day going? Mom Hannah says hi in the chats, and she wants to know how your day is going. Is it fantastic so far? She gave you a big old thumbs up. She just grabbed some coffee. Okay, let's put a little bit of our white chocolate ganache. Not all of it just yet, but I want to see how we're doing here. So there's a few different ways of doing drips on a cake. And this is my favorite, is to do the piping. You can also do what's called a curtain, where you put the ganache on the top and then you kind of use a spoon to like let it just naturally fall off the side, and that's called a curtain drip. I'm just personally not a fan of that one, just personal preference. So I always like to pipe mine. And we're just cutting a little bit of the piping tip off here. So you can see just a teeny tiny bit. And I always start on the back side so that just in case it like doesn't do what you want it to do, it's gonna be on the back and nobody's gonna notice. So let's see how we're doing with our drip. So I'm looking to see how it falls. If it seems like it's too thin, which it seems like up at the top it's a little bit on the thin side. Doing pretty good though. Let's do like a smaller one right here and see how that one does. Yeah, I think I can wait just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna pipe this stuff back into the bowl. And we're gonna let it sit just for a little while longer while we continue to decorate our Christmas tree. And also, this is not as vivid of a white as I would like, but my friend in the chat that goes by A Frosted Life, go check her out. She is on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff. She had a great suggestion for getting some white candy color, so I'm definitely going to look into that. I don't do a whole lot of like the white chocolate ganache drips where I want it more vivid, but I definitely like to have stuff on hand like that. So thank you so much for that tip. And I'm gonna put that to the side. My bowl is messy. Okay, so moving along, you can see how thin it is. So we don't want it to get that thin while we're working on it. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit longer while we continue our dragées. And if you guys have questions, comments, want to talk about what stuff you're watching right now, I'm going to bring back what I'm watching Wednesday. The strike has been over for like a couple weeks now, but I was kind of playing it on the safe side just to make sure that everything was okay to be talked about again. I love coffee too. What's your favorite caffeine drink ever? Yes, coffee drinks are my favorite right now. Are coffee drinks mixed with like the protein drinky things. When I'm like kind of crazy busy in the morning, that is like my go-to right now. Okay, we're continuing with our dragées. Let's do pink. Actually, yes, let's do pink. Come here. There's like a couple different kind of pinks in here too. Oh my god, this one does not want to stay. So in terms of watching stuff, I just watched Squid Game: The Challenge, which made me remember how much I enjoyed watching the show. I found it very interesting and it was kind of fun. Not holiday themed, but you know. Of course, we're on our track of watching all the corny Christmas movies right now. And I haven't had a chance, we haven't watched any of the brand new ones that are on the list yet. Like, there's Candy Cane Lane on Amazon Prime, which I heard was actually a little bit weird, but decent enough. Kind of mixed reviews on that one from what I've heard. And then, what else? There's a couple new ones on Netflix. I feel like there was a new one on Peacock with Melissa McCarthy. So, gotta start on those new ones. But also, of course, the classics are like my top couple classics, of course, are Home Alone and Elf, of course. That's a must. And also Jim Carrey's The Grinch is... I don't actually watch that one every single year because I feel like I watched it so much as a kid that I know it pretty well. But that one is, of course, it's a classic. Everything that he did with that character was just amazing. Let's see. Oh, I think there's like a brighter pink in here I can use. Come here. Okay, how are we liking it so far? I think we're looking pretty good. Like I said, sprinkle placement is like one of the most simultaneously satisfying if you watch the sped up versions on social media, but then if you're actually doing it, it takes so long. Home Alone on my Xbox One and Santa Paws 2 on my Xbox One. I'm excited to see both those movies. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Home Alone, a must. And Santa Paws, I don't think I've actually seen that one. Elf Never Gets Old, absolutely. I can't even believe, though, that it's 20 years old. This is like the 20th anniversary, and they have like all the special stuff in stores, and it was like, how is it that old? I can't even believe it. Let's do another gold, but no, I'm not going to do too chunky of a gold one just yet. Kind of a little bit bigger. Yeah, those are all musts. I feel like Netflix has decent enough Christmas movies, but Elf is the best. Yeah, that's my sister in the chat saying Elf is the best. She loves it. Of course, it's a must. We usually save it for like a little bit closer to Christmas. You know, it's like kind of save some of the favorites for right around the actual day of Christmas. But especially to get inspired for like holiday content. We start watching like what I call the corny Christmas movies a little bit earlier. Let's do blue. It's also been a little while since purple's been in the mix. So we're going to do a silver and then purple. And there's also the Santa Clauses on Disney Plus. I thought I wasn't going to like it, but it's actually pretty good. They had the first season, I believe, last year, and this season, I think the last episode of this season just aired like last night or the night before. And I love this season because it has Fluffy, aka Gabriel Iglesias, and he's one of my favorite comedians. So I was very excited to see him in here. No, go back. Let's do another pink, but like a vibrant pink. Oh, and while I'm decorating this, I found out that I got into the next round of the Greatest Baker competition. So thank you for all who have been voting. You get a free vote every day, and I'll make sure to provide the link after the live is over in the either the comment section and or description. But I'm in the next round, the top 20 of my group. So yes, very excited about that, and hoping to continue on. I think the next one cuts off at 15. I think it starts cutting off at like every 5. Every week is like getting rid of 5 people. So, green. Where are you? Got like a chunky green here. Okay. Turn this just a wee bit. No, it's too far for you guys. Okay. Gotta get on this side. Come on. Oh, I was gonna do gold, let's do silver. Followed by purple. I gotta go on this side because it's way too difficult over here. I'm doing more exaggerated zigzags. I would usually do like a lot more swoops, but that would take literally forever. So, yeah, I'm going a little bit wider so that we can make sure we get this done. I know this is a longer live than usual, but thank you guys so much for popping in and sticking around and checking it out and also voting for it, because that was really fun to see all the votes coming in. It was like neck and neck with the Lambeth cake, so it was like gonna be very different, like vintage piping, but I'm actually really excited that this is the one that we ended up with, because I think it's gonna be really cool when it's done. Let's do gold. Get in there. There we go. this up a little bit more. Let's go silver. Yeah, eventually I just followed a frosted life. I'm so happy. Oh, yay! Awesome, awesome. Thanks for checking out her page. She has so many cool things. So I'm definitely excited for her to continue to grow on YouTube as well. Okay, what are we watching? What are we doing next? Baloo. There we go. We haven't done the brighter pink for a second. It's been a second since we've done green. I feel like I'm starting to run out of green ones on my little plate here. Got a lot of these little silver ones. Let's do another one of these. Now Lily's moved on to complaining to my mom that I'm not paying attention to her. Okay, we're almost done with our oh my goodness, Lovey. Really? Do you have a lot to say? You want to say hi? She also does that a lot, the exaggerated breathing to get my attention. Okay, we're almost done with these dragees. Let's go another pinky. There's like a slightly brighter pink and like a little bit of a more subtle. I'll find that later. Make sure it's like it's pressed into the cake, but not too far, else it's gonna mess up our buttercream tree. I know, baby, hold on. What's up? Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining. We're decorating a Christmas drip cake. And my dog is whining at me. If you hear those high pitch, she's part, we did like the doggy DNA test, and she is a fun little mix of stuff. The main thing is Staffordshire Terrier, and then she's also part lab, part husky, part Malamute. So I always say that I'm thankful that even though she does what she calls roo at us, because she goes, ah, woo, woo, woo. That's her form of talking. She luckily doesn't scream like a full-on husky, so I lucked out with that one. Because I've heard stories on the, online of people that own huskies having like, I don't know, the cops called on them because people thought that they were like murdering somebody or something like that, because it was just a husky that was just screaming and throwing a tantrum. I know. Can you go sit down, please? I love you. Oh, we haven't done green a little bit. And green, and trying to make sure I still get a good mix of colors in here. Let's go with another gold, but a little bit bigger. And I've got a pretty good mix of colors going on here. I'm going to do another blue. Just trying to make sure I don't drop it on the actual pink part of the cake. How much? Oh man, that sounds crazy. Yeah. Let's go silver. Purple. Really like right here. I'm just gonna do like a little small swoop across the top right here. Pink, 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 pink. We are so close to being done with this. Let's go with another gold. This one's kind of like lopsided a little bit, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna call that good, and we're going to check on our drip, or our white chocolate ganache for our drip, which definitely looks like it's thickened up a bit. Okay, I think it should be thick enough by now. It's been cooling for quite some time. So I'm gonna pour some into my piping bag again, and we're going to go back. Looks super cute. Thank you so much. We're gonna go, these were the couple test strips. You can see how thin those were, so let's do a comparison. And like I said, I always start on what's gonna be like the back side so that we're not gonna see those test strips that we did. Okay, this is, I feel like a little bit thicker than when I've piped this before, but hi, thanks so much for joining. Did you start making this yesterday? Actually, no, I baked the cake yesterday, and then I started making this morning. And we've been on live for, 84 minutes. So, but we've been working on multiple parts of this cake. Yeah, I think it might just be a hair too thick now. So I'm gonna put this into I'm gonna pipe the stuff back into the bowl, and I'm going to pop this into the freezer so that I just let the ganache sit for just a little bit too long, so. Like I said, with the drip, it's all about finding that balance of I'm only gonna do about 10 seconds, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna pop this in the freezer really quick. I wanna make sure the buttercream is still nice and solid when I'm doing the full piping of our drip. Okay, so let's gonna sit for just a minute.
You good?
Yeah. All right, I did 10 seconds. I think that I probably should have just done 5, because now this is a smidge on the runny side. It's been a while since I've done the white chocolate ganache. That's why I always prefer the chocolate ganache, because I feel like there's a little bit less troubleshooting that goes into it compared to the white chocolate. But I'm just gonna stick this in the fridge. Okay, and then we're getting the rest of our sprinkles ready to go. So I think I'm gonna be done with the dragées.
So what are you gonna do with the cake?
Forgot to check earlier. No worries. I actually started a half an hour late today because I just wanted to make sure that I was a little bit ahead, and we weren't going to be doing literally the entire cake decorating because we'd be on here for like 5 hours, I think, between all the, stacking, creme coating, buttercream, all that kind of stuff. So, and then my mom just asked me a question. Yes.
What are you gonna do with the cake?
Oh, for the cake, I'm going to give it to somebody, probably, most likely, hold on. Most likely our Starbucks baristas, because we like to bring them treats, and it's always really fun to see how excited they get for the different treats we bring them. So most likely it's going to go to them. Sorry, I was super late. I was doing school and then working out. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for joining. With consistency. Yes, consistency is... That's like the only reason I don't like the white chocolate ganache is because it can be so finicky with the consistency. So, yes. In the meantime, I'm going to start to warm up a little bit of white buttercream because I want to do a border along the bottom of the cake. I could leave it plain, but I have a tendency to prefer borders. Actually, I'll look at the cake again and see. Sometimes I kind of change my mind while I'm in the middle of it, depending on how it's looking, and what my gut feeling is as to if I should do something or not. Because sometimes I have a full plan, sometimes just kind of pieces. So I was actually going to do a different design last night, and then the tree thing, I remember seeing a kind of similar thing, I think on like Pinterest or something, and then I got really excited to try that. So that's how we got to the point of using our Christmas tree, doing the Christmas tree cake. So, oh, hi. Let's see. Let's check on ganache. Okay, it's still pretty loose. Like I said, I should have just done like 5 seconds. It needed a little bit, not that much. So I'm gonna pop this actually in the freezer to kind of help it along a little bit faster. And I'm gonna get the Christmas tree cake out. In the meantime, usually I would keep this in the freezer until I'm ready to do the drip, but for this, oops, I think the bowl is kind of tilting. For this, we can continue to decorate our Christmas tree in the meantime. Alright, that should help it set a wee bit faster. So now we're going to add some, I know, Lovey, I know. If I can try and use this. Come on, stick for me. Haha. I'm gonna stick on some little cute candy canes. Using the fun little sprinkle pen. Just kind of do like a combination of the different shapes here to kind of fill in as ornaments. Your Health 44 exam was super stressful, so ready for Christmas season and break to start. Oh, that's right. Are you doing, so your finals are this week? I remember you mentioning, I haven't had a chance to respond to comments, but I think I saw that you commented something about being done soon with school. So yes, finals are, I do not miss that part of being in college by any means. So I hope that everything is not too stressful, but that you're getting through it all right. Couple of these little round ones that came with the gingerbread men. Oop. Yet again, they don't want to stick on the sprinkle tool. Oh gosh, okay. Tweezers for this one. Let's see if there's any other. Oh, that's right. I have these light sprinkles. I think I'm going to pop some of these on there too to kind of help fill it in a little bit as well. So let's do, yeah. Okay, these don't want to cooperate either. Stick. I just have 5 short answer questions for the take-home portion of your course. Oh, that's good. So you're like really close to being done. That's awesome. And then you can relax and enjoy the season. Let's do, got like this light blue-ish kind of one right here. I know, Lovey. When is your next live? Do you know what time and what day it'll be next week for your live? How are you doing? Oh, okay. So for the next live, it should be next week at 10 o'clock. The only reason I moved today was, like I said, because I didn't want to be doing from start to finish stocking crumb coating because it would be a very, very long live. So it should be next week at 10 a.m. and I can't remember what my calendar says. I've been trying to work on planning them out earlier and I cannot for the life of me remember off the top of my head. It might be hot chocolate bombs, but I will for sure let you guys know. And I tried the feature today of scheduling the live, and I think I want to try and do that a little bit more because at the beginning someone said that they had their like a push notification that I was going live, so I think that I definitely want to try that out a little bit more. just remembered we need to check on our white chocolate ganache. All right, that's still nice and runny. I think this should work. Let's see. Still a smidge on the thick side though, and it's not going, okay. 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds in the microwave. Trying to remember when the last time I actually did a chocolate ganache or a white chocolate ganache was for a drip. It's been quite some time. Right. 3 seconds. Whoops. Okay, just trying to get this to the consistency that we're looking for. It somehow has thickened up since starting to microwave it a little bit. It just does not want to cooperate today. Okay, that looks like it has some promise to it. Okay, I think that is looking pretty good. I'm gonna grab my piping bag. Thank you. So just ready. Need to remember to do it before 11:59 p.m. Yes, for sure. You got 93 on your math test. That's awesome. Okay, I think it's the cold bowl that's like starting to set this a little faster than I expected. So let's do another 3 seconds. Okay, let's try out this drip again. Okay. And this is on our back side, so still not wanting to cooperate. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting this out of the piping bag again. We're going to heat it for another 5 seconds at the most. I'm thinking the cold bowl really is helping to set it more than I expected. So that is why I'm thinking it's starting to set up as quickly as it is, even with being microwaved a little bit. Okay. So before I put in the piping bag, because I keep putting it in and piping it back out, let's do like a little test strip on this side. Just to see how it falls, which it's not falling like at all. Okay. That tells me what I need to know. Okay. I think part of what's going on here is usually it kind of sets for just long enough where I can immediately do it. I don't have to use the refrigerator or freezer. So finding the right temperature is kind of tricky at the moment. Okay, this looks kind of promising. See how that does. So you can definitely also use a spoon. Okay, the consistency, it's a tad bumpy, but overall it's not bad. So I'm gonna roll with it. And like I said, this is our backside. These are our test strips. Usually I only need like one test strip, but and you can use a spoon to do it. As I mentioned before, if you put some on top and then like let the spoon kind of have it fall off the sides, that's called a curtain. That has kind of like a more natural drip looking pattern to it, but I prefer piping. That's just, I think it looks better personally than the curtain. So, but as you can see, sometimes not everything works out all perfectly, and you can make adjustments as you go to make it work. Does it feel warm in the piping bag? It feels a little bit, like kind of just lightly warm, not by much. Okay. Just start on the edge, and we go a little bit. Okay, that's closer to what I wanted. It took a while to get there, but this is closer to the consistency I'm looking for. So we made it work in the end. With cake decorating, you just kind of have to keep on rolling with it until it works. Or you got to pivot a little bit. I'm trying to do a mixture of longer and shorter. I want this one to go down pretty far, so I'm going to keep piping and then move on to a shorter one next to it. And especially, we don't want to make them very long over here by the tree. We're going to pipe around it. Help guide this one down a little bit more. There you go. Let them go down like really far if we want to. It gets a little bit tricky, but it's smoothing out pretty nicely. But we want to do a staggered length for everything. I'm going to kind of run over this one a little bit. Okay, perfect. And we're gonna fill this in. Okay, and we're gonna use offset spatula to smooth this out. I know, Lily. You can see it starts to kind of set up a little quickly. I can either smooth it out, or I always kind of like to have like a spiral pattern on top. I don't know why, that's just always how I've liked to finish off my ganache on top. And to do that, I just kind of like lightly drag the tip until it reaches the center. Kind of go like that. So you can kind of give it a little pattern. You can make it nice and smooth on top. All that fun stuff. Hold on, I gotta play catch up. Drips are not easy. They're not. They're all about definitely playing around with it, which I know you know for sure. I've never tried drips, but I want to. You should definitely give them a try. I personally prefer chocolate, like semi-sweet drips. Those ones I feel like are a little bit easier because, like I mentioned earlier in the live, I don't know if you were here at that point, but with the white chocolate ganache, because it is like milk solids, it's not actual cocoa in it. It's a thinner consistency, so you want to add a little bit more of the chocolate. And with the drips, I've always struggled a little bit more, but I'm really happy with how these ones turned out because we eventually got there with the right temperature for piping. So we're just going to finish up our tree and then see if we want to add anything else to our cake, and we're getting close to being done. Never tried drips either for Christmas Eve. You're gonna eat out somewhere and then unwrap presents. Oh, that's fun. Like so pretty, your dog sounds like mine. Thank you so much. And yeah, she is quite whiny right now. What kind of dog do you have? I have a Labrador named Coda, which I think that's your profile picture. She's so cute. Lily is a, we did like the doggy DNA test, and she is a mix of Staffordshire Terrier is like her dominance, and then she also has a little bit of Lab, a little bit of Husky, a little bit of Malamute, and then like a percent that they couldn't determine. But those are the percentages like that we got. But like the dominant one is the Staffordshire Terrier, which is kind of what she looks like. So yeah, and she is, especially during when it's cold outside, she's like a big baby about wanting to snuggle. The sprinkle does not want to stay. There you go. I'm just going to fill this in a little bit more. Trying to see if I want to add anything else in. Maybe I'll add a couple snowflakes. Our dog is so cute. That's a lot of different things in her. Yes, we got her at a puppy adoption event 7 years ago, actually. We got her in 2016. They had this really cute puppy adoption event with a local, I'm trying to turn, there we go. I had it locked. This is one of those ones where you have to turn the top to be able to get the different sprinkles out, and I had it locked on one of them. So yeah, there was like a puppy adoption event, and I had been wanting a dog since I was a little kid. We had a dog when I was really, really little, but he passed away, and then we just didn't get one again for a long time. And so there was this big puppy adoption event that I was somehow able to get onto the list of people to get in. And because it was like you had to be on a list to be able to do it. And I went in not expecting to find a dog, and then she just kind of clung to me. And then my sister also got a dog the same day because she just was like completely drawn to her. So we ended up getting both of our girls, same event. And we were both like just standing there, like everybody at the shelter or in the event, because it was a shelter that had the event at a pet store. And everybody, like all the staff knew that we were like not supposed to even necessarily get one dog, not even two, but we ended up getting both girls and they're now best friends. So, and Penny is a mostly Chihuahua, but she's also an Australian cattle dog, which is where, if you see pictures of her, I'll probably post one that we took when we were doing our Christmas pictures that I got with her. I'll probably post that one soon, but she's a very funny pup. She's very sassy for sure. And but yeah, she and Lily are like best friends. So it's very cute. Okay, I think we're almost done. I'm kind of happy with how much this is being filled up with all the good stuff. But let's see. I don't have any. My brother's begging to play baseball. Thank you so much for stopping by the live. Let's see. I somehow did not grab any of my star sprinkles, so we're just looking for however else we want to finish off this cake. Maybe I could do a combo of like holly and berries at the top. I think that could work. Like I said, I'd usually put a star, but I'm kind of thinking that that might be a fun, kind of different thing to put on there. And just one more small one. Okay, that's kind of fun for a different topper. Like I said, I usually go for like a bigger star, but these are the sprinkles I got at the moment, and I'm pretty happy with that. This could be a little bit cleaner around the sides, but it's not too shabby. And sometimes I like to finish it off with like a border on top, but I feel like that would kind of maybe kind of get in the way of the tree. I really want the tree to be the focal point of this. So I think we're good. What do you guys think? Should I add anything else to it? Doing. Your mom's having a lot of things. There's a birthday party, mom's nomination, Christmas Eve service. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. I love that cake. It looks so pretty and fabulous. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I think that, like I said, usually I do like maybe a wreath border or something like that, but because of the Christmas tree, I think that we want to keep that the focal point. And then I think after I freeze this again for a little bit, I'm going to clean up the edges just a little bit more. With drip cakes, that is one of the things that I usually like to use borders to like hide any imperfections on the bottom. But with drip cakes, it's kind of more of like a modern, it's considered a slightly more modern, even though it's kind of like a trend from a few like years ago at this point. Usually like the piping with the drip is not very common, but yeah, I think usually it's like the kind of sleek side is usually paired with the drip. So I'm going to roll with that. So cute. Thank you so much. You're patient with the drip. I would have been crying by Fawn rocking in the corner. Yeah, I was a little bit annoyed because, like I said, the temperature was just like, it was either like too thick or too thin. It was like not finding that balance, of course, as we can see with all the test drips on the back. But I'm really, really happy with how this looks. And even it actually got a little bit more of a bright white as it set. So I'm actually really happy with the color because this is kind of what I was thinking in my head in terms of the combo of the green tree and the pink and the white drip. So I'm pretty happy with it. And it looks like you guys are too. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I know this live was like way longer than usual, but let me know in the chat and then also later in the comments if you check this out later. What you guys think about a longer live. Usually I try and keep them a lot shorter than this, but for decorating a cake, this is a more realistic timetable of how long it actually takes to decorate a cake. So let me know if you guys would like to see slightly longer lives, maybe not this long, but I really appreciate everyone who came on and popped in the chat and all that good stuff. So that is our live for today. Like I said, I have my calendar. I cannot for the life of me remember what the live is for next week. I'm pretty sure it might be something Hot Chocolate Bomb related, but I'll double check. And of course, I think I want to start using that scheduling feature because I think it might notify you guys if you have the push notifications on. So I will try to start setting those up more so you guys get more notifications when I'm actually going live. So if there are any more comments or questions in the chat, I'm not seeing anything else. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend and you guys are having a great holiday season so far. We have some more fun Christmas stuff coming up, so make sure to keep an eye out for all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks again for joining. I hope you have a great day and bye. See you later. Thanks on your next live. Thank you so much, Hannah. I hope you have a great day as well. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend and I will see you very soon. Bye.